final projects for my draping class at FIT are due in just a few days and I have a lot to get done. So first we made a shift dress and this one is pretty much done. I just need to sew on some buttons, but this one needs a lot of work. So this is my princess dress and our professor wanted us to embellish this dress a little bit. So I got this fabric today at Chic Fabrics in the Garment District. I think it's just so pretty. So I'm gonna make bodets from like here down. I also need to do a sleeve. Let's get started. I started by pinning my side seam and using my carbon paper to mark it on the back. Then trued my armhole with my French curve. Then marked out the hemline along the bottom and added my seam allowance. Then I made a quick pattern for the godets, which was basically just a triangle with a rounded bottom. And then I cut out 3 pieces from my animal print fabric and pinned them onto the dress and then sewed each one on. And this is how they turned out. Then I had to add buttons to this dress. So I marked them out and then made sure they were all spaced out evenly and then marked out where the edge of the front would be and also where the edge of the facing will be. Then I used my sleeve sloper to make a new sleeve pattern and I basically just cut it into strips but left it connected at the top and then fanned out the bottom on top of another piece of paper and then cut it out to create a short ruffle sleeve and then cut that out in my fabric. And then I sewed my sleeve onto my dress. Then I used my carbon paper again to mark on the facing and then I cut off the excess fabric outside my seam allowance and then marked out the edge of my facing and cut off the excess. Then I needed to put a facing in the back, so I used my carbon paper again to mark out the neckline, shoulder seam, and armhole onto a new piece of fabric and I went around and added 2 inches inside of each line and then smoothed out the corner with my French curve and then cut that out and then pinned it on the inside of the back side of the dress. Then I pinned the hem of each dress and hand sewed on all the buttons. And here's how the shift dress turned out. I think it turned out really good actually. And here's my princess dress, which this stressed me out so much, but it turned out so good and I was really happy with the final result.